All right, we'll start with the new thing then. But before that, before starting with the real questions of time sequence test, I am going to ask you few questions on leap year. Now tell me, do you have any idea about leap year? What is leap year? No, yes. Okay, raising hand ones can write it in the chat whether yes or no. I'll not unmute you. So you can just tell me yes or no in the chat. Vivan, yes. Shankar, yes. Vanya, yes. Varnim, Ronak, yes. Good, good. Leap year is the one which occurs once in every 4 years. It has 366 days. And the reason why we have a leap year is because the earth takes exactly 365 days and 6 hours to complete the revolution around the sun. You know that 1 year is completed when this is the sun. 1 second. This is the sun and the earth revolves around it. So the time taken to complete one full rotation is actually scientifically 300. What happened? I think it's down on battery. So we'll switch it off. Just a second. Yeah. So 300. Oh, pretty thick. 365 days and 6 hours. Okay. So this 6 hours, what the scientists did was they found it very difficult. Okay. So to every time, hey, why are you people raising hand? If you know that it's very good, you can unraise your hand. Only if you have a doubt, you can raise your hand. No need to raise hand to say that you know about it. Okay. Shankar, you too. So 6 hours, what they did is they skipped the 6 hours and they said, if I multiply 6 into 4, I'll get 24 hours, which is actually equals to 1 day. So therefore, they said we will celebrate every year as 365 days and we'll adjust this 1 day after every 4 years. So after every 4 years, we get a leap year. So that leap year has 366 days in it. Fine. Now comes the interesting part, like how will we use it in our questions? In our questions, when we are searching whether a given year is a leap year or not, we have to first determine whether the given year is a century year or a non-century year. Anyone who knows the meaning of century in the chat, please write it down. When we play cricket, we hit a century. That means how much do we hit? Very good, Amoka. Very nice. Leela doesn't know. Kirtana, very good. Ayush, Meera, perfect. That's the right answer. Century means 100. Very good, Shankar. Very good, Vyana. No problem, Navya. So century, word century means 100. 1 second, I'll explain. Just a second. Say, Shankar, what happened?
Nothing, ma'am. By mistakenly, I have raised. I know about the century, so I have raised my hand. I will know.
Oh, okay. No problem. Meera?
Ma'am, this is not a century year.
No, this is not. So I'm asking you to select from these two. Which one is correct? 2020 is a century year or a non-century year?
Non-century. It's leap year actually. It's leap year actually because 20 is divided by 4.
Oh, okay, fine. You're speaking out everything now. All right. So the first thing which we'll try to figure out is the given year is a century year or not. Century means 100. Century means 100. And any year which is a multiple of 100. Any year which is a multiple of 100 will be called as a century year. So do you think 2020 comes in the table of 100 people? No, ma'am. 2000 comes in the table of 100 and the next number will be 2100, ma'am. So 2020 is not a leap year. So when we have non-century years, we check by dividing the number by 4. If it is a non-century year, then for checking whether a number is divisible by, like for a number is leap year or not, we'll just divide it by 4. But if it is a century year like 2000, I will divide by 400. Why? Because every century, every 100 is divisible by 4. But every century year is not a leap year. Like 1900. Do you think 1900 is divisible by 4? Yes. But is it divisible by 400? No. And since it's not divisible by 400, it is not a leap year. Non-leap year. Okay. Got it? Now we have a shortcut trick for it. Vanya and Shiven coming, just a second. Shortcut trick says when you're checking for the divisibility rule of 4, you will just check the last 2 digits of the number. If the last 2 digits 20 is divisible by 4, the full number will be divisible by 4 and therefore it will be a leap year. But if we take a 4-digit number and we want to check whether it is divisible by 400 or not, if it is a leap year, of course, I'll check the first 2 digits in a 4-digit number only. First 2 digits. 19 comes in the table of 4? No. So it will not be a leap year. 20 comes in the table of 4? Yes, it will be a leap year. Fine. Good. Vanya, you have to ask something. You can raise your hand. Say, Shiven.
Excuse me, ma'am, I didn't understand what is a century year.
Century years are all the years which come in the table of 100. What's the table of 100, Shiven? 100, then 200, 300. Well, very good. Like this, you will continue 1000, 2000, 2100, 2200. So the numbers which come in the table of 100 are called the 100 multiples of century years. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Most welcome. 1 second. I have a question in the chat also. 2024 leap year, ma'am? Yes, Amoka. First thing you will check for 2024 is whether it is a century or a non-century year. If it is a non-century year, you will just check the last 2 digits. If 24 is divisible by 4, which is, then this year will be a leap year. That's how easily you calculate. Jian, say, then I'll go to Shivansh.
Ma'am, can I leave the class?
Yeah. Please. No problem. See you next class tomorrow.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Say, Shivansh.
Ma'am, 2022 is a century year.
2022?
Yes, ma'am.
No, 22 doesn't comes in the table of 100. Do you find a 2 in the table of 100? No, the last 2 digits will surely be 00. Okay, fine. Yeah, Kirtana, 1048, 2048 can also be checked, but that will be a non-century year. Okay, now let's do a very, very interesting question. The first question is gonna be a very interesting question. So everyone is ready. Everyone likes hearing stories. Yes. Saying stories? No. Well, one such story related question is right there on your screen. You have to make a story about Anant and he leaving the house. Okay. So this is the gate. This is Anant who is leaving the house for the bus stop. So here somewhere you have the bus stop. 15 minutes earlier than the usual time. Okay, Amoka. 15 minutes earlier than the usual time. But he left home at 8:40. Yeah, Shankar, coming. Say, Shankar.
Ma'am, we need to make a story with this.
Yeah, you have to solve it as if you are solving a story.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds interesting. So Anant is coming out of the house. He looks at this clock and his clock says it's currently, it's currently how much? It's currently 8:40. Okay. Now, the next thing is, what does What time does he actually leave home for the bus stop? If someone is saying from here, from the window, someone shouts and says, Anand, you are 15 minutes earlier today. Usually you go after 15 minutes. Why are you going right now? Yes, that's the story. And based on this story, what is your answer? I'm going to check the chat box now. So I see correct answers from Shivain, wrong one from Meera, then Vivan correct, Aditya wrong, Ronak correct, Arav correct, Shankar correct, Swarnim correct, Vanya wrong. Congratulations, Shankar. All right, Vanya, Kirtana wrong, Shivansh wrong, Amoka correct. Sorry. Vyana correct. Very good, Vyana. Leelakant Ayush wrong. Aditya correct. Well, earlier here does not mean you have to subtract. That is why I asked you to find it as a story. Everyone who is giving me B as the answer, first thing for eliminating option B is AM and PM. AM and PM cannot be together. You know that. You have to keep that in mind. Second thing is we don't have to subtract. Very good, Leela and Navya. Here there's a story. Okay. Now, story number one, which I told right now, was Anant leaving for the house. He saw that he is leaving at 8:40 and his sister called him up and said, Oh, brother, why are you going now? It's 15 minutes earlier than the usual time. That means usually you go after 15 minutes, but today you are leaving early. So today, if the early is 8:40, usually it will be after 15 minutes, that is 8:55 a.m. What happened, Amoka? Good, Shivansh.
What is the meaning of the option then? Data indicate.
Data inadequate. Data inadequate means when you do not have enough information to solve the question, Amoka. Like they are asking you to find out the time when he leaves for the bus stop, but they are not giving you this time only. So how will you find that out? Not possible, right? That is called data inadequate.
Okay.
Thank you. Say Vanya.
Ma'am, I can't understand this question.
No problem, Vanya. I'll give you another example. Look, if for today's class, I started the class at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. Okay. I started the class at 3 p.m. Now you will join and say, ma'am, what will you say? Why are you joining dash minutes early? How many
Yes.
minutes early, Vanya?
Ma'am, 30 minutes.
Exactly. So you will come and say, ma'am, you're 30 minutes early. So I will ask you, what is the usual time of opening the class? You will say, ma'am, the usual
3:30.
time is exactly. So 3 plus 30 is 3:30, the new usual time. So when they are asking you the Anand's usual time of going out of the house, that should be 8:40 plus 15.
Ma'am, I understood.
Good. Thank you. Aditya, very nice. That's correct. Now we'll do one more question, okay? We'll see one more question on the same paper pattern. Read that carefully. After doing this question, we'll go for a break. Later than the usual, people are still doing the same mistake. Leela Khan, Meera, Moka, I can't believe. You need to wear double glasses, the ones who are already wearing. Shivain, this amount of mistake is not expected out of you. I'm showing question number 2, Navya. Very good, Swarnim. First correct answer. Navya, this is different. Look over here. Later. Vanya, that's wrong. Kirtana, that's wrong. Dhruv, that's wrong. Aditya wrong. Leelakant wrong. Kirtana second correct answer. Very good. Shankar, what is this? I need the complete answer. I need the option. Shivan, Shankar, you're still doing a mistake. Ronak, mistake. I can't believe you people. No raising up of hands. No raising up of hands. You will realize your mistake when ma'am will say that AM and PM are different. Now look at the option B and look at the question figure. 8:40 AM, 8:25 PM. Now do like this. No, Shivansh, that's still not correct. Look, the usual time of starting the class, is 3:30 p.m., correct? If I start the time or if I start the class 15 minutes later today, today's time will be 3:45 p.m. because today I started how much late? The time additional is plus 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes more. Correct? Now understand this. We know today's time. We know the extra time. So how we'll find the usual time? Usual time is equals to today's time minus or plus or minus 15 minutes. And that will give me 8:25 a.m. And since a.m. is not present in the options, option E, none of these. Clear is it? Say, Navya.
The answer is why the answer is 8:25.
No, it's not 8:25, it's A 8:30. B is 8:25 p.m., but I need a.m. Okay. Fine. Meera, say quickly, then I'll go to Neelakant and then for a break.
Have you got my answer?
Yeah, I now got it as D. E.
I
Fine.
sent from where?
I found your answer to be earlier. I did not get your answer, Meera. Kirtana's answer I got. Yeah, Meera, that's right. I got it. Say Neelakant, then I'll go to Vanya. Vanya, also your answer was correct.
Ma'am, I did not understand the whole philology.
No problem. Leelakant, there are two things in one person's life. One is the today's time, one is the usual time, and one is the change in the time. Fine. So today, if our class started, suppose I was 15 minutes late. Okay. Suppose 15 minutes late. So today, when will the class start? The class starts at 3:30 p.m. And if I am 15 minutes late, what will I do? I'll add. 3:45 p.m. is the time I started, correct?
Yes.
Now, in the question, they have given you total, they have given you change. You have to find out the usual time. Okay. So, for finding out the usual time, what will you do? You will be doing today minus change. Okay. Understood or not?
Understood, ma'am.
So now if you subtract 8:40 minus 15, you get 8:25 a.m. And because a.m. is not present here, we'll go with E. None of these.
Ma'am,
Okay.
why do not D?
Data inadequate is when you cannot find out any answer only, like you're not able to get an answer. That is called as data inadequate. But if you are getting an answer and that answer is not matching with the options, then it will be called. Okay, thank you. Fine, then let's go for a break. Let's quickly come back from the break and then do the remaining questions. And after coming back from the break, I'll also give you the link of your test. Okay, so you can give the test by today itself and finish it and give the exam results tomorrow because I'll check those. Okay.